All right, welcome back to Fleccas Talks, the podcast, episode 84. Today on the show, Philly got a bad batch of tranq and is now a zombie city because of it. We got a Sam Britton luggage twink related item in the mail that you will not believe. Chick-fil-a went woke and a Disney princess with a mustache is trying to trans the kids at Disney World. Then Lululemon fires an employee for calling the cops on a looter. And we have a new segment where we tell you tips for when you're in a worst case scenario. All this and more. It's Fleccas Talks, the podcast, episode 84, ranked the best new podcast of all time.
Because words are just words until action actually starts. And actions speak louder than words. But at the same time, words speak louder than actions because sometimes it's the right thing to do. Very cool. Very cool.
Fleccas Talks, the podcast, featuring Richard Bradboy. All right, one for one on the intro, as always. Guys, this week's episode is brought to you by our friends over at Public Square. Don't you feel like companies are constantly letting you down? Target, Bud Light, the MLB, Chick-fil-a, all these companies are going woke. Don't you wish there was a database where you could find all America First patriotic companies that share your values? Well, now you can with the Public Square app. PublicSQ.com is the website to get it. Public Square puts all America First patriotic companies in one place so you can be more deliberate with your dollar and only spend at places that share your America First values. Whether you want to find a new coffee shop or maybe a place to get workout clothes or maybe a restaurant that won't try and trans your kid, Public Square is the place and the resource for you. Public Square is free to join. You can go to publicsq.com to get the app, and it's also free to upload your business as well, so you can get more patronage from America First patriots like yourself. Public Square also offers discounts on the app and is a crucial resource for conservatives to create a parallel economy. Go to publicsq.com today and download the app and start being smart when it comes to spending your dollars. All right, let's get into housekeeping. All right, housekeeping. Welcome to housekeeping, Richard.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Of course. Thanks for being here. Couldn't do the show without you. I literally couldn't. All right. As always, we'll start the episode off with things causing blood clots and heart attacks this week. But like the last few weeks, there's nothing. But according to some facts published by the National Pulse, people who got the JAB are actually worse off at fighting COVID and having no problems than people who didn't get the JAB.
Yeah, it says COVID, quote, more severe after vaccination, says study. And this was a recent peer-reviewed study published by the Multidisciplinary Digital Publishing Institute, who says that those administered with 2 or more injections of the mRNA vaccine, do I have to still filter it through?
Yeah, try to break up the word a little bit.
Are found to have abnormally high levels of IgG4, which are a group of fibro-inflammatory diseases that affect a variety of tissues, resulting in tumor-like effect and or organ dysfunction.
So that's not good.
Yeah, it goes on to say autoimmune disease, cancer growth, autoimmune myocarditis in susceptible individuals. You know, some stuff we've already known, we've hinted at.
There's a lot of cancer lately.
And we're going to talk about that in bonus land, right?
Yeah.
There's a little bit, it's a little bit like, you know, fact checkers won't like it type, and we're shooting from the hip on it. So
yeah, we're shooting from the hip in bonus land.
We'll get to that on bonus land. But yeah, I mean, overall it just says, and then it kind of made a study for those who got multiple injections were worse off. So,
which is weird because I knew that the whole time, but I never like read a study or did an experiment.
Yeah.
But I just knew that.
Yeah, you just vibed it out.
I just got that info.
No, and
I just knew that.
And that's the thing with the whole, like, you can't forget about COVID. And with the whole thing, they rushed it out. They pressured you. They tried to make the walls close in. And then 2 years later, the study will show, you know, exactly what went down.
And everyone's so smart.
Yeah.
I'm stupid. Oh, I'm a fat fuck idiot. And I knew it the whole time.
Yeah.
Isn't that weird?
Well, it was a simple risk reward calculation, and it never was like, ooh, that's a good deal.
Yeah, I didn't do the risk reward. I just said, oh, they're gonna kill everybody with these needles. Like I just knew something different.
Yeah, you're the low IQ guy on the meme.
Yeah,
they're killing everybody with these. The smart guy's like the risk reward ratio, and I've already had COVID personally.
Resulted more deaths.
Yeah. Natural immunity, etc.
All right, we got to move on.
Okay.
We can't get bogged down talking about the JAB.
Okay.
All right, doppelgangers, we're not doing those anymore, but if we were, there's a Vaush doppelganger situation where Vaush with the beard looks like Rat Boy fine, and then Vaush shaved his beard and he's like this lady now.
Yeah. He looks like some sort of Polish cleaning lady. I don't know what he's up to.
I don't know what happened.
I was personally insulted. I felt personally insulted by how many people tagged me in this on Twitter.
Yeah.
So very disrespectful, but good one.
And just so you guys know, Richard Ratboy has had no beard on the show before.
Yes.
And he's a normal guy.
So I'm sure if you go back to if you go back to the early episodes?
Yeah, you've had it short enough to know you're not going to have
I'm not that.
You have those lips or whatever.
Yeah, that's the weirdest part.
And also, no one's ever really seen me without my beard, but Richard Ratboy has. Am I going to do one of these?
Yes.
No.
Okay,
it's not
fine.
even close. I actually look way better.
And then here's you, if we still did doppelgangers, here's you checking somebody out at the grocery store. That's your part-time job. And then after that, you go wrangle the carts. So there's you as well. And with your hair, this will be you pretty soon.
We don't do doppelgangers anymore.
Fair. Fair.
That was actually bad. Okay.
We both got insulted. We both ate it there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I definitely ate it in those. All right, let's move on, please. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. DeSantis, Trump. Everyone's talking about that still, right?
Yes.
Okay. Here's something I realized. You know how everyone says, Trump's too much. We need DeSantis because he's more palatable to the moderates, right?
Yes.
Oh, he's going to get more moderate votes. And that makes sense if we're running against Joe Biden. But we're probably not going to be running against Joe Biden. We're probably going to be running against Michelle Obama, right? So, and then it's like Michelle Obama's going to announce right after Derek Chauvin gets let off.
Okay.
And then what? You think DeSantis is going to win over the moderates? All the moderates are going to vote for Michelle Obama post Derek Chauvin release. That's not even close. So your whole win the moderates over is not going to matter because win the moderates against Joe Biden. Do you think Joe Biden's going to run for president?
I don't know.
It's not going to play out like that.
It's a long way away.
It's going to be true right versus true left, which is why we need Trump, because they're going to swap Joe Biden out with Michelle Obama.
That's fair.
So it's not going to be like who's the most middle of the road, normal, rational person? We can go back to normal. That's not going to happen. They're pretending it's Joe Biden. It's going to be Michelle Obama. Every moderate, whatever, will vote for Michelle Obama. Our only chance is the true right wing voting for Trump.
Yeah, for sure. I get that. I do think Trump is making a very, I don't want to overemphasize it, but a big mistake on attacking Ron DeSantis on COVID policy.
Yeah.
So that's
the way I see it. COVID
shouldn't be in the playbook. I don't think. You
Yeah.
can find other things to attack him on.
100%.
Bro, COVID, and then especially all the loyal right wingers. They know how good Florida was during COVID. Everybody experienced it. So,
but Florida shut down too for a little bit. My thing with COVID is there were mistakes made by both sides.
Of course,
100%. So it's just like it's not really a thing you can win where it's like, oh, we shut down less or we didn't shut down first. It's just like everyone talked about the vaccine, everyone encouraged it, everyone shut down a little bit. COVID was kind of a mess. I don't think you win much on COVID. I think everyone learned their lessons from COVID, and if COVID comes back around again, certain people know what to do.
Yeah,
but
I certainly wouldn't be bragging about Operation Warp Speed.
Of course not.
I certainly wouldn't be. I mean, there's a free tip.
Dog. Yeah. I had a dream the other day, and in my dream, it was that scenario I told you about where Derek Chauvin has his retrial. They let him go.
Yep.
Michelle Obama says, I'm going to bridge the gap and unite the country, racism, whatever. I'm running for president.
Yep.
Everyone's excited and freaks out. But BLM and all Antifa and them are taking it to the streets. This is in my dream, right?
Okay.
And then the power grid went down in my dream, and it was the purge. 2024, the purge.
Ring cameras don't work when the power goes out.
And your phones don't work if they're dead or there's an EMP or whatever it is, and it's just purge.
Okay.
So I had a dream about exactly that, guys.
Yeah. And he's been asking, what happens when the power grid goes down? We'll be talking about something. It's like, what happens? He's really preparing for this.
Yeah. The Glock doesn't get affected by the power grid.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
AK-47 and the Draco don't get affected by the power grid.
Fortunately not.
Let's leave it at that. All right. Make sure you guys tickle this post. You guys have been doing great with that. We appreciate it so much. Give it a little tickle. Like the post. Let's juice the algorithm. Leave a comment. Tickle juice for the boys. It goes a long way. Please keep doing that.
Yeah.
We need it. Thank you. Okay. We're in housekeeping. It's a very important housekeeping. You saw this week, everyone was posting that Dylan Mulvaney clip where he's in the car.
Yeah, talking about how he likes girls or something. He told his parents he likes girls, which we know is not true because we have an insider who was on Bumble, matched with him.
And he likes guys.
And Dylan's like, oh yeah, give it to me.
But the problem with that is people were posting like breaking. Dylan Mulvaney says he's a lesbian for girls or whatever. That was pre-face job Dylan.
Yeah, pre-facial feminization surgery.
That video was from like over a year ago. I think we covered it on the show over a year ago.
Laughing about it. Yeah.
Laughing about it. And now everyone's posting breaking Dylan Mulvaney clips that are like clearly exposing them as not fully following Dylan Mulvaney lore.
And if there's any Dylan Mulvaney experts out there,
you should have checked with us.
Yeah.
There's like, we keep up with the lore. Mm-hmm. Everyone doesn't, and it's very telling. Yeah. So
I like how Dylan Mulvaney, we're seeing Dylan Mulvaney pop up with like paparazzi style pictures, getting the dry cleaning, getting out of the car, as if that's something worth photographing.
Dylan Mulvaney did a monkey paw type deal where he's like, I want to be famous. And
it's the worst fame ever.
It's the worst fame ever. And it's like, oh, everyone's going to be talking about you. And he's like, yeah, that sounds great. And it's us talking about him.
Exactly. Exactly. And then it's like, dude, Memorial Day just happened. There were pictures of Bud Light all over. Bud stock is at like $53. It's like down horrendously. Mm-hmm. And people are talking about, oh, Modelo. Modelo is now the most sold domestic beer after Bud Light dropped off. Take that, conservatives. It's owned by Anheuser-Busch. And it's like, if one chart was up here and Modelo was down here and all that happened was Bud Light went down, that's not a dub. That's still an L, guys.
Anheuser-Busch isn't happy. Like, oh, yeah, we're okay.
We got Modelo. But, unless Bud Light did this and then Modelo did this exactly to where it was and nothing changed, then that would be okay. I don't know the exact numbers, but it's like, I saw the left on Twitter kind of like dunking. Oh, they own Modelo too. Like, it's a good talking point. Yeah. It's like, well, if the mountain fell and there's another little hill, nobody cares, right?
Yep. Exactly. And we have been, I have been, I had Target puts. Target went down. I took profits there. That was great. Bud Light went down. I could have done that. Basically, any company that's going to get boycotted, I'm just going to buy puts. This is not financial advice. I'm
certainly not.
I'm a moron.
Certainly not. But I wish I bet against Bud Light or Bud, Anheuser-Busch. I wish I bet against them more because that stock has gone to the toilet.
All right, our second twink update. In my hands are the handcuffs that were used to arrest Sam Brinton, a.k.a. the luggage twink, one of the 3 times he was arrested. We're not going to give it away. Yeah. We're not going to give away who gave us the cuffs. But one of the cops who arrested Sam Brinton, one of the 3 times he was apprehended, is a fan of the show and sent us the Sam Brinton luggage twink handcuffs. These were on Sam Brinton's wrists.
Game worn.
Luggage twink handcuffs. Game worn. This is like a cultural scalp.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
This is like, I got the home run to Barry Bonds hit into the lake or whatever behind the stadium.
Exactly.
This is the handcuffs that arrested Sam Brinton. Guys.
Nobody's getting relics like us.
Yeah. Saddam Hussein rookie card. Yeah. So that's huge for us. Another thing that came in the mail this week. Can you hold this in front so they can't see my face real quick?
Sure.
Thank you. This came in the mail this week as well. I'm not gay no more.
So you bought a grill.
I got grills.
You've got grills. And for some reason, he got grills, and the first thing he starts saying is, I'm not gay no more. Like, for no reason.
I'm not gay no more.
Which I don't get.
It's that meme. It's that, I am delivered.
I know, but, like, why does that apply when you put on a grill?
That's just what I want to say. Mm-hmm. What will Riff Raff say? I'm not gay no more.
So what's the game here? What's the end game with the grill?
Gotta wear them around. Got the Rottweiler. Got my gun. I got grills.
I just got my library card on, gang.
Slat, shit ain't shit change.
All right, take them off.
You know how the sun's 100 million miles away, right?
Yeah.
And it makes the planet hot, right?
Yeah.
Even though the space between the planet and the sun is cold, right? Yeah. And the sun travels all the way here, and then little clouds block it out? That don't sound right.
That doesn't ring true to you, right?
That doesn't ring true to me.
Okay.
Exactly.
All right. Good work. Whew. Good work. Just cast some doubt on known scientific conclusions.
Well, the sun comes all the way here, and it heats up the planet, and it's hot out, and the sun comes all the way, and it goes 100 million miles, and it gets through asteroids and the belt, the Van Allen belt, and it goes all the way to the Earth, and then a little cloud blocks it. Shouldn't it just be going like right through the clouds?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
I just don't sound right.
That's fair.
Should we put the grills back on?
No.
That just don't sound right.
I'm not gay no more.
I'm not gay no more. That don't sound right. All right, we have to get back to normal.
Yes.
Okay. New world record just dropped?
Yeah, guys, our hate affair with the Guinness World of Records is just continuing.
For those that don't know, we've been following all these Guinness World Records that are just stupid, like person who jumps over the most bottles in 30 seconds, or a person who
arbitrary shit.
Stupid. So this one is fastest marathon run by a guy in 80 t-shirts. Wow.
81 t-shirts and finishes Vancouver Marathon in world record attempt. Why?
What's the record? You wore all your clothes?
What?
Where do you even get 80 t-shirts?
He goes, I think there's a Guinness record in everyone. And it's like, yeah, if we keep just making them up with stupid shit.
That really makes me upset.
Yeah.
Let's get to something more pleasant. Hibernation clip.
You are a hibernation doubter.
Look at this.
Comes out of the den. He's all raggedy. He's very slow.
So you still believe in hibernation?
Oh, yeah. Look at that.
He looks like an animatronic Chuck E. Cheese thing.
He kind of does, but that's because he just hibernated. Look at him shake it off. Yeah.
You think that's real?
Yeah.
You're a fucking idiot. You're the same one as going, the trusted science of the sun too. He's probably Richard Rapway probably got vaccinated. All right, let's get serious.
Okay.
Summer's upon us. Memorial Day just happened, right?
Yeah.
Summer's upon us. What is our drink of summer?
Arnold Palmer's.
Arnold Palmer's.
Yeah.
Very refreshing. I had one the other day, and it sparked something in me. Unsweet iced tea, half. Lemonade, half. Ice, half. Arnold Palmer, refreshing summer drink. It's based. Arnold Palmer is an American hero.
Yeah.
He didn't, do anything stupid or trans any kids or suck any, He
just invented a drink and won some majors.
And he played a bunch of golf.
Yeah.
And he doesn't do any twink shit.
Yep.
And he made a drink, so it's like we should support him.
Absolutely.
Anyone who's normal, we should support.
Absolutely.
Okay, so Arnold Palmer, drinks of summer. Tag us with your Arnold Palmers, and we'll do the same. Also, really quick, this is just a side note. Throwing stars are now legal in Indiana starting now.
Yeah.
So it's a Throwing Star summer as well.
Yeah. It lifted its ban on throwing stars this summer.
So if you guys are in Indiana, pick up some Throwing Stars, make an Arnold Palmer, throw the Throwing Star, drink your Arnold Palmer, tag us. We'll send you a base mug.
Enjoy.
All right, we have a really big update. I'm going to start sweating, but I'm just going to let it go.
Cool.
Because that's just how it goes, you know?
Yeah.
Turn the AC off to shoot. It's a little hot in here.
Yep.
Face is going to get greasy. I don't do powder. I don't, cut the shimmer down. Rob Smith, new song. We had a fan of the show, make a Rob Smith song. Really quick, we're going to play the old Rob Smith clip, which is the reference clip right here.
Yesterday after tennis, me and my buddy had ceviche.
Yesterday after tennis, me and my buddy had ceviche. Rob Smith said that on his story. I received that. I spiraled.
Yeah.
Went crazy. And now everyone just keeps talking about it. Everyone keeps talking and tweeting about it and commenting about it. The people from Cameo were all talking about it. Everyone's talking about it. Now we have someone who made a song about it. Can we let that rip?
Did you hear just the other day Rob Smith had ceviche in the cabana after tennis with his friend? Now everybody's talking about the day they had ceviche, and God, I hope it never ends. Did you hear just the other day Rob Smith had ceviche
in the cabana after tennis with his friends? Now everybody's talking about the time they had ceviche, and God, I hope it never ends. All right, we can pause it there.
Yeah.
And we're going to play the rest of the song at the end of the episode. We'll play the whole thing. It gets really good, and it has like a chorus and a hook and a what's it called when you level it up?
Yeah, I don't know. Crescendo. I don't know all the words.
It's a full song, and it's
like a
so
Jimmy
good.
Buffett banger. It's like a Jimmy Buffett Rob Smith banger.
It's incredible. It's a Jimmy Buffett Rob Smith banger. It's from our boy Kevin Tizik, aka Tiz the Wiz, aka Paranoid Genius.
Okay.
His stuff is on Reverb Nation, and it's linked in the description. So go check out. He has other music. He's a huge fan of the show. He clearly gets the jokes of the show.
Yeah.
He's very much a Fleccas listener. So go support him. Check out his other music, and then wait till the end of this episode to hear the full song. I promise you it's worth it. I've been singing it all week. All right. We are into our final piece of housekeeping. This is an important new segment that we're going to start, maybe just for the summer. We'll do it every week. Where basically it's a worst case scenario situation. Like, some things happen in life that are just so horrible and you don't really know what to do. Mm-hmm. It's like knowing CPR. Like the tips we're going to give is going to be like knowing CPR. So our first one this week is the spider in the ear. And really quick, pause it please before we start. This is a person who has a spider in their ear. And it's obviously not pleasant to look at, but it's important to be prepared and know how to deal with this stuff. And some people might be like, oh, that's so gross. Why are you showing me that? Have fun when the spider gets in.
Yeah. Good luck to you.
And you're going to go, oh, man, there's a spider in my ear. I need to go to 14 minutes and 40 seconds of the Fleccas episode to figure out what to do. You're
Episode
toast.
84, where they started doing the tips.
You're toast.
Yeah.
This isn't pleasant for us either, but we should know this thing. And then when something like this happens, you can be prepared. So here's how you get the spider out of your ear.
Hydrogen peroxide, right?
Hydrogen peroxide.
Just a little bit.
Why do you think it's going to bubble? Because it bubbles when you put it on blood.
No, it bubbles when you put it on
It's going to
your
bubble your brain.
It does?
Yep.
Because it goes straight to your brain.
Ah, shit, that's cold.
No, see, yeah, it came out. I told you.
What came out?
It's a fucking spider.
Oh, shit.
Yeah,
It's
look.
a spider? Oh, my God.
Isn't that disgusting? But now we all know. If you get a bug in your ear, hydrogen peroxide. You don't need to Google anything. You go straight to under the sink.
Yep.
And then we'll do
Smart.
other tips too. So it's like what to do if a pit bull locks his jaw on your kid.
What if you have more
We know what to do.
Yeah.
Or what happens if you're pumping gas at the gas station and the pump goes on fire? Do you know what to do?
Not yet.
Next week.
Tune in next week. Hopefully that doesn't happen to you in between now and then.
Avoid the gas station between now and then.
Yeah.
All right, we're moving on to Cringe of the Week. But before we do, guys, we need to tell you about Bonus Land. If you like the show and want to experience an extra 30 minutes that comes out right after the show is done, go over to FleccasTalks.com. We have partnered with Pulse Plus, and we are doing a ton of bonus content. This week in Bonus Land, we are going to be talking about Mizzy, that kid that was
Fake apology tour. Yeah, the UK TikTok prankster.
the UK TikTok prankster who was doing really bad tricks, and he got kind of in trouble, and now he's like doing an apology tour. We're going to talk about that. The Marines that got beat up on Memorial Day. We're going to talk about that. A guy jumped off a cruise ship as a joke and then just disappeared into the ocean.
Gone.
So we'll talk about that. We also are planning a new Justin Awad Man on the Street video, so we'll go over the topics and ideas for that. We're going to flesh those out. So basically, once this episode's done and you want an extra 30 minutes of the show to continue, FleccasTalks.com is the website. Go there today. And then you also get bonus content from Raheem Kassam, very based, Steve Bannon, Uncle Steve, the man. It's not a bad situation. Join today. FleccasTalks.com is the website. It goes a long way. And let's get into Cringe of the Week.
Yeah, and we're releasing that immediately after the podcast airs, so you can just kind of go and continue watching.
Exactly. Once this podcast ends, the 30-minute Bonus Land drops, and you can continue your Friday Fleccas watching. All right, let's get into Cringe of the Week, non-trans. Okay. The bike blowout, let's just start there.
This is pure physical cringe.
You got it. Oh, man. Well, we shouldn't be laughing when someone's in so much pain like that.
Okay, I still will. I don't care. You know, it's the viral paradox, right? It's if he landed it, only 124 people would have seen this, but because he ate shit, millions now do.
Yeah.
So it's the paradox.
I'm from the future. This video is gonna go viral.
He's like, really? Yeah. I must fucking land it. I must land it sick. It's like, no, you shattered your tailbone. and you scream in agony.
You're never going to ride your bike again. Yeah. Well, now that the dopamine's flowing, is that dopamine?
I don't know.
Now that our brain chemicals are flowing. The vegan oyster clip.
Yep, they want to be us so bad.
Look at these idiots.
Would you try these vegan oysters?
No.
Perlita Foods has made these using marinated mushrooms and sterilized, upcycled shells from restaurants. So, would you try them? Let me know in the comments.
So I guess eating a slug is too mean. I mean, it's like if you're eating mushrooms, just eat the mushrooms.
They want to be us so bad. That's the problem. They want to, something deep down inside of them wants to emulate the carnivore way.
And it's like you're blatantly trying to trick your brain. Yeah. Oh, I'm eating oysters. And it's like you served them in oyster shells, so there's dead oysters somewhere.
So an oyster died, but it's upcycled, so it's cool.
Yeah, and it's weird because like God gave us all this stuff, right, on Earth, and the Earth is like perfect, where like all these animals and plants give us nutrients.
Yeah.
And I don't want to say this is satanic, because that's like a stretch. I want to be careful.
They're just vegan. They're just misguided. It's not.
But you're kind of like. It's kind of like playing God a little bit.
Yeah, especially when you get to the lab-grown meat type shit.
Yeah, this is not what God had in mind.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Definitely not. So there's a reason you need to trick your brain into thinking it's something different.
Exactly.
All right, let's move on. Mount Everest isn't even hard to climb anymore.
Yeah, it's just commercial. And this has kind of been a problem since the 90s even, too. But
yeah.
People like to show the picture of them at the top of Mount Everest after paying $30,000 in licenses, fees, and a Sherpa. Mm-hmm. And then they take the pic, but they don't show you the shit that's on the ground. What you want to show? Base camp or?
Let's right here behind us, you see the line to the top.
Yeah.
So it's not even hard. They just line these guys up and they go, all right, touch the top.
Next one.
We
We set the ropes. Next one up. And they got 5 minutes.
They just go, and then you get to the top. And then there's all this trash left at the base camp near the top.
Yeah.
See all this back here? This is all the trash.
Yeah, near the tents.
So it's like climbing Mount Everest, another institution lost.
Yeah, and it's not, I don't want to call it lost because it's still a thing, but it's like, it's so commercialized. And then these days here, like there are different group leaders, right? And then it's like, if you get a good weather day, then everybody goes up on that good weather day. Mm-hmm. Like everyone's reading the same, like, oh, clouds clear, blah, blah, blah. There's a nice 10-hour window. And then so every group makes the summit at that point, you know? Mm-hmm. Sherpas have set up everything, like the ropes, the ladders, like everything you need to hook into and be safe.
Yeah.
Is just some Nepalese guy who has a certain like blood thing where his blood just contains more oxygen than yours, and he can deal with those elevations. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of a weird thing. And then white people obviously are mainly the ones doing it.
Yeah, it's not even impressive anymore.
Yeah.
So that's done.
That being said, I could not do it, probably.
Yeah, you can. All those other guys did it.
Yeah, you're right.
You just fly a helicopter up there and get off at the top and go, bing.
No, you can't.
Did it.
You can't.
All right.
Air's too thin.
Yeah. Science guy.
I like Everest. I read the that book about the 1996, I think, disaster that we watched the movie too.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway.
Yeah.
It's bad. It's commercial. It's not what it used to be. It doesn't have that dog in them anymore. So if any of you guys are thinking about an Everest thing, skip it. Spend your money on something else.
When I first moved to LA, I did something called a green screen show where I like green screen myself into movies and like dramatic movie moments. Mm-hmm. And there was one from Everest where it was like, we're going into the kill zone. Like where you get up here, like
your body is literally dying.
And I mean literally dying. And then I green screen myself into the room of the people who are going to be climbers. And I'm like, why are we doing this?
Yeah. For the thrill.
That was a fun bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, let's move on. The guy who's too anxious to get a job.
This might be my favorite.
Hi, I'm part of the 85% of autistic adults who are unemployed. People will go, well, strapping lad like you know, you should be at work. You should be putting in that hard labor. I'm like, what a waste of potential. And to that, I say, fuck you. You clearly don't understand. It feels like a full-time job just to stay somewhat okay. Like, just to keep my levels somewhat normal feels like fucking hard labor every day. And that's not exaggerating. I just had a conversation with my mom's friend about traveling. And just the conversation alone sent me into an anxiety spiral that I had to pull myself out of in the bathroom. And in moments like those, it's really hard to love yourself. It's really hard to be like, okay, you know, I may not be good at adapting, and everything might have to go right for me to feel somewhat okay.
I'm done listening to that.
Yeah.
So it's like he's too good to work a normal job.
Yeah.
He needs to like have this autistic identity instead, which is his excuse for not working. But you can't just work in a factory and just do the same thing every day. He's too good for that.
Yeah, still got 40 hours of tattoo work done.
Yeah.
That was okay. I shave my head. I keep that clean. But trust me, what's going on inside my brain, I really, really, really can't work.
Yeah, you don't know what's going on in here. I had to talk to my mom's friend about going on vacation. I almost lost my shit.
Trust me. You do not want to know what's going on in my brain. And yes, trust me, I cannot work. It's just like so pathetic.
Yeah. And this is why they made the JAB, the Maxine. So it's like for useful idiots like this, or useless idiots, or whatever they call them, like this. So then it eventually kicks
there's
in.
useful, and then there's useless idiots.
Yeah.
This guy's in that
This
category.
guy's like a useless idiot. He'll get replaced by AI. He takes the JAB, and then in a few years or months from now, it'll kill him along with everyone else.
Yeah.
And then that's what it was made for, to get rid of these people.
You know what's great for autism? Doing the same task 1,000 times in a day.
Yeah, wouldn't you like that?
Jump on the factory line, buddy. Bend the spoon.
Yeah.
Polish it. And then,
I add the bolt to the C3 nut.
yeah.
And then I do it 10 million times a day, and that's my job.
Yeah, I will be replaced by a robot once the company can afford one. But until then, I'm productive. But yeah.
Exactly.
Obviously, talking to your mom's friend about vacation was a debilitating social
You don't
issue.
know what's going on in here. It's not easy.
Hey, and you know, take a moment to be grateful that you're not like this.
Yeah.
You're not like this. The audience isn't like this. You know, this would suck to constantly have to explain why you really, really, really can't have a job.
It's like a victim thing. Like, I'm different from everyone. That's why you see all the tattoos.
Yeah.
And I can't do a normal job. I can't work at Dunkin'. All right. Girl with the boyfriend says hall pass stuff.
Yeah.
This is why you don't do street interviews, guys.
If he gave you a guilt-free pass to sleep with anybody in the world, would you use it?
Yeah.
On who?
Zac Efron, Josh Bowman, some celebrity.
Rattles them off.
Hot celebrity. You turn that down? Mm-mm. Couldn't do it.
All right, what if it was all the way around?
I know what I'm worth. One night with one celebrity doesn't change who I am.
So you wouldn't use it?
Even
There's
if I
no
gave
point.
it to you?
No, because it sounds like a trap. If your significant other is willing to give you a one night stand with anybody in the world, it sounds like a trap for your loyalty.
Yeah, that guy gets it.
Yeah, he understands what's in front of him
fuck
right
that.
now.
Yeah, and this is why, like, girls, it's important to be like have integrity with the power, because girls do have power for their looks if they're a good-looking person.
Mm-hmm.
Like that girl says, like, she's a good-looking girl, and if she says, "Oh, my hall pass is, Gronkowski," it's like you could probably DM Gronkowski and make that work.
He might hit you up. He
And,
might go, "Oh, okay."
Yeah, I'm in Tampa. Oh, let's meet up, and then
Layup?
like. She could probably make that work. And then the guy would go, "Oh, my hall pass is Margot Robbie." And it's like,
I make $100K and I'm an insurance underwriter in Kansas.
it's like you'll never get a response. It's completely impossible. But it's like she could actually make it happen with Gronk. That's why it's nice when a woman has integrity, because they wouldn't do something like that. And then when they become 45 years old and have less male attention, their husband and significant other can get them back in a good way. For like, "Oh yeah, you had my back and didn't go bang everybody you could when we were together. Now you're 45 and less attractive and have less male attention. I'm still here for you."
Yeah, you birthed a couple of my kids, and we're riding.
It's a deal.
We're riding this out.
Yeah.
So my main thing about this video, and I know we've done these kind of videos before, but the fact that this girl, say Zac Efron comes along, and she's dating this guy, and she's only been dating him for a year, and Zac Efron really does it, She can go do it and go cheat, And obviously I'm not like recommending that or anything, but like she's not even smart enough to just lie to make everyone feel good.
Exactly.
So she's like, "Oh, you could still go do the Zac Efron thing."
And like, let that be your shameful secret.
Exactly. But she just goes, "Yeah, oh yeah," and whatever Bowman. She rattles off 2 guys, and it's like, "No, you didn't pass the test. You didn't. The answers were basically at the bottom of the sheet." Like,
And like you're doing a TikTok video in front of your boyfriend that's going to go viral and you're humiliating your boyfriend.
And you couldn't pass the test. You didn't even think that it was a test.
All you have to do is go, oh, no, I wouldn't cheat with anybody. What I have with my boyfriend's so special and I wouldn't want to jeopardize that. I'm loyal to a fault. Oh, okay, great. That can go viral in a good way too.
Yeah, exactly.
And then it's like, and then Zac Efron DMs you and who knows what you'll do.
Yeah.
But you don't even
cross that bridge when it gets there, right? The Zac Efron bridge.
Yeah, exactly. But you don't even think smart enough to like
play the game.
Have that 30,000 foot point of view where it's like, well, I'll just look good and get the W and everyone's happy and I make my boyfriend look good and I look good.
Yep.
It's like you don't even care about looking good. You just want to be like a stupid slut.
Yeah.
Stupid.
Not good.
All right, let's move on. Chick-fil-A.
Not good situational awareness. That's all I'll
horrible.
say.
And then like that guy should just, that's it.
Mm-hmm.
He's been thinking about it already. You can see his face. He's already defeated. He's probably been dating her for a little bit and maybe he's, committed, but he's done. He's got to be done. Yeah. All right, Chick-fil-A. What do we have?
Well, Chick-fil-A, I think this has been up for a while, but it recently got rediscovered or publicized.
Well, this office is new, I think, the Diversity, Inclusion, Equity office.
Yeah, DEI office, better at together. We are better together. One of the core values of Chick-fil-A means when we combine our unique backgrounds and experiences with a culture of belonging, we can strengthen the quality of care we deliver. They never explain how.
Yeah, so that's the little LGBT,
Yeah.
And then there's that clip of the guy, the CEO of Chick-fil-A, I think.
And this was old, right? Or a little bit old?
This was old, but I'm from the future, so when I saw it the first time 2 years ago, it was old then too.
Okay, smart.
And the CEO basically says, like, white people need to, like, polish the shoes of black people. What are you Are you guys crazy? We are ready to cancel every company. We're a hammer, and everything's looking like a nail. Bud Light, Chick-fil-A now on the chopping board, Target, we don't care.
Yeah.
If you're even close, we'll cancel it. We're buying puts.
Yeah.
We'll never shop there again, even if it's close. And it's like, you guys are doing this stupid stuff and you're literally Chick-fil-A, closed on Sunday, Chick-fil-A.
Yeah.
What are you thinking?
Yeah, it's really bad. And like you said, we're a hammer right now and everything's looking like a nail. I'm looking for the slight.
And and people try to use that phrase like it's a bad thing. Well, when you're a hammer, everything looks like a nail. I am a hammer, and it all could be a nail. I'll put holes in the wall.
Yeah, look at me wrong,
and
it'll be over. And yeah, that's part of the thing that these companies are now dealing with is like successful boycotts have gotten people digging up old shit.
Yeah.
The Ford Raptor commercial, the gay Raptor, that was like from a year and a half ago in Germany. And they're like, please don't bring it up.
Yeah.
So
but we don't care. We're finding it, and it's like, it's, in and out. Same thing or no?
No, In-N-Out's good. They
In-N-Out's
have Bible
good.
verses on the bottom of their
But
cups.
it's close, I bet. Chick-fil-A, In and Out. It seems like they're trying to sneak something past us.
Okay. All right.
That cadence, it's like Chick-fil-A, and it's like
In and Out.
In and Out.
McDonald's.
Chick-fil-A. It's just they're trying to sneak something past us, and we caught them.
Okay.
In and Out, you're on thin ice, even though you didn't do anything.
Yeah.
But you're on thin ice by association with Chick-fil-A, In and Out. It's close enough. You need to start doing anti-LGBT stuff.
Yep.
All right, let's move on. You want to move on?
Yeah, sure. I'm good.
We're good to go, right?
I'm good there, yeah.
We're good on time, too. This is a
Cool.
very well-paced episode, Fleccas. Nice work.
Great. Good job. You guys should have seen the ad read.
Oh, the ad read was so bad this week, I almost lost it. There was one point where I got 80% of it done, and I just kept not getting it correctly, and then I just cut it and started the whole thing over.
But man, what a time to be public square.
Yeah, great time to be public
During
square.
all these boycotts and like people looking for alternatives on everything, it's a very good time to be the one app that aggregates and keeps track of all conservative businesses.
Yeah, exactly. So Public Square is doing a great thing. All right, let's get going. The racist texts. Do you want to explain this and then show the video?
Yeah, so this woman was sitting next to a white guy on a plane, and she confronts him after sending a racist text message.
So she was sitting next to him. She was a big black woman. She saw the white guy next to her was texting about her.
Yes.
And then she called him out. Do you want to read the text first, or let's actually show the video first?
Okay, this is her, and then we'll show you the text afterwards.
Yeah.
You know what? I wasn't going to say anything. But I decided I want you to feel as uncomfortable as I do. And I want you to know that I saw your text messages and I think you're disgusting. What text message? You know exactly what I'm talking about. I'm not going to repeat it because everybody doesn't need to know, but I want you to know that I know. I saw you, and I think that you're disgusting. You don't have anything to say to that, right? Yeah, I didn't think so. And speaking of, you should. And speaking of airlines weeding people out, maybe if they raise prices, you know, maybe you wouldn't be able to afford to sit with your family. That way they don't have to sit next to black people. Okay? Yeah.
Oh. So she caught him texting, and then here's the text that he sent.
Yeah, so he sent, I think his mom. He said, "We are still in the gangway. Hopefully the airlines will continue to raise prices and weed out these people. Ryan is sitting next to a huge black woman."
So huge black woman is the thing that I guess made her upset.
Yeah, raise prices, weed out these people is also a trigger for her.
Yeah, which is why everyone needs, for their inner group, their inner circle, their tight group of friends, everyone needs code words for every group of people. You need a code word for Asian people, code word for black people, code word for everybody.
Yep. Middle Eastern, you need everything.
You need a code word.
Yeah.
And then that way you can talk freely without people reading your text messages.
Exactly. Imagine this guy goes, "You're reading my text?" He freaks out and it turns it on her. But yeah, no, it's so weird. And this is some big stand where you're doing I'm shaking, filming myself in the big confrontation. It's like, who cares? Who cares what some guy thinks? You never used a white guy descriptor? Oh, these white boys in here, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
It's like, let's everybody calm down. We know there's a hierarchy of who you want to sit next to on a plane.
There are levels to this shit.
Exactly.
So it's like, if you're next to a huge black lady, okay, and it's like, would you rather be next to a huge black lady or a little Asian lady? A little Asian lady. Would you rather be next to a huge black lady or a guy fatter than me? A huge black lady.
Yeah.
Would you rather be next to a huge black lady or a crying baby? A huge black lady. So it goes both ways. There's levels to this shit.
Exactly.
It's not a huge deal. It's like calling someone black is like, why is that a pejorative? Is that the right word?
Yeah, it's a descriptor. It's not a pejorative.
You're painting a picture. I'm next to this huge black lady. And what does she look like? Probably has big hair, and she's going to make obnoxious videos about you.
Imagine a plane like Southwest, how Southwest boards their flights. Everybody just kind of gets it's pick your own seat. It's a free-for-all.
Mm-hmm.
And then imagine like some big black person being like, "Why don't you sit next to me?" Accusing people all the way down the row. It's like, the small Asian lady wins every time, guys.
Yeah.
Every time. She doesn't even use the armrests. She's sitting like this in the middle. So, act like there's levels to this shit. And like, unless he was going N-word, 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 to film yourself confronting someone is so corny.
Yeah.
But of course, this was a big hit with leftist TikTok.
Yeah, exactly.
Caught you doing all the racism. We accuse you all the time, and we caught you.
And like, that's it. That's the racism.
Exactly.
It's just like,
a personal message that didn't affect you in any way, but you were looking.
Yeah, Ryan's next to some huge black lady. Like, who cares? Yeah.
Imagine if he goes,
that's the racism.
Imagine if he goes, "You see that? That's Ryan. Tell me I'm wrong." You know, like,
yeah, exactly.
He doubles down.
All right, moving on. That might not have even been the correct take on that.
Well, we don't care. You know, that's kind of the whole point is, if all you're being done is accused of racism, the worst thing ever, and they keep using this word and they keep saying it.
And the best example of the evidence is like stuff. That stuff that just 90s was no problem in 1995. We'll defend it.
Yeah, I don't care.
I'd rather defend to be safe than to assume everything's racist and be scared of everything.
Yeah.
So maybe that wasn't the right take, but I don't think it's a huge deal. I hear racism every day, racist, white supremacy, and it's like the only evidence I have are hoaxes, and then like situations like this where it's just kind of maybe insensitive,
maybe in poor taste, I guess. Yeah, I don't know.
So we'll always defend it.
Yeah,
unless there's some big, whatever the code word is. Yeah. All right, moving on. Cringe trans, Blue Jay player cucks. This is so embarrassing.
I recognized yesterday, I made a post that was hurtful to the Pride community, which includes friends of mine and close family members of mine, and I am truly sorry for that. I just spoke with my teammates and shared with them my actions yesterday. I apologized with them, and as of right now, I'm using the Blue Jays resources to better educate myself, to make better decisions moving forward.
Yeah, and then he went on to say that he admits he has a crush on Dylan Mulvaney.
He's bailing out Sam Britton.
Yeah.
That certain phrase, everybody on Twitter was clamoring over this, calling it like Maoist re-education camps. And it's like, I need to better educate myself with the Blue Jays resources.
Blue Jays resources to better educate
to
myself.
say the good boy stuff. So I say good boy.
That's like the line of the defeated man. That's like the most giveaway thing ever. I need to re-educate myself. It's like, you know who needs to educate themselves? The schools that have zero proficiency in math. Yeah. They need to educate themselves.
Yeah.
His is like he needs to relearn the good boy correct stuff.
Yeah.
He needs to go to a concentration camp.
Yeah, that's a sentence you say in front of a divorce court, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I was rude to my child and we have a new hearing. I need to re-educate myself just so you don't lose visitation, you know?
Well, that's what he is. He's probably desperate and he doesn't want to lose his job or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's like these types of things do no good. His base that supported him and we're just going to buy his jersey now goes to zero.
Oh, yeah.
And the people who hated him like they never mattered.
Yeah, they just go, good. And
Yeah.
then they go back to sipping their coffee
And they
and
go,
not watching
yeah,
baseball.
exactly. What position was he? Who was that?
I don't know.
So anyone who hated him still hates him, and anyone who liked him now hates him.
The humiliation rituals will continue until your morale is zero.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. So that's as bad as it gets. I wish I could short or buy puts on his jersey sales.
On the MLB, yeah. If
Well,
only
what would
there was-
that be? Me selling it, buying the right to sell it higher somewhere later?
No, there's no market. There's no market for the.
How do I short his jersey sales?
Yeah.
All right, let's move on. The trans Disney princess with the mustache. Trying to put a dress on your son?
Yep.
So my name's Nick. I'm one of Fairy Godmother's apprentices. I'm here to shop you around and make all your selections for the day.
I'm one of the fairy godmothers and princesses. I'm here to shop you around. Take all your family's money.
Yeah.
Mustache, makeup, dress, man.
Yeah. And it's interesting because you'd think, like, all the pushback on the LGBT stuff, you'd think they would go, ooh, man, we got to kind of chill out. We're, like, blatantly sexualizing the kids, and they're on to us. This is not good. We need to kind of lay low for Pride Month.
Let's chill.
They do the opposite.
Yep.
They ramp it up. Like, the more we call out the LGBT stuff, they're like, oh, we're doing more drag shows. Now we're doing more drag queen story hours because we have opposition, and they actually ramp up their activity, which is good for us.
Yeah.
Because then it exposes them more and shows them more. Like, all right, these restaurants are doing drag shows. This library does it. This school has it. Disney, like, they should be laying low and trying to sneak by and have everyone forget. And instead, they're too prideful. When pride comes before the fall.
Pride cometh.
So they're too prideful, and they're like, oh, you're mad at us? We'll show you. Now we're going to have double the drag queens in front of the kids.
So
and
much
they're gonna
twink shit.
Yeah, have half the clothes and double the drag queens. And it's like, all right, cool, you're showing us. And it's just like they're exposing themselves. But you'd think they would chill out. They can't.
And it's so crazy because people see this stuff online. This goes viral. And then the family, the mom and dad have a conversation at the kitchen table. They did good this year, you know, business was pretty nice. Inflation's getting a little bad, but you know, dad got a promotion. Where should we go? Oh, mom started pricing some Disney trips. $9,000
Yeah.
to take the family to go do this. And then you run into some twink trying to sell your daughter a dress.
Yeah.
No. They're over their skis. Their expense, like I think we've mentioned this before, but if you look at Disney ticket chart, it's like on the price over time, it's like worse. It went up worse than colleges and universities, which blew out.
Yeah.
So it's like the value proposition isn't there anymore, and we just want people to be aware.
You can just go you can go rent a cabin on a lake
house
with a
fishing.
kayak and a fishing pole. And you can have like a 3K trip for your whole family.
Yeah. 100%. So it's just not there anymore. The value's not there. Little Mermaid's black. They're fighting in the Little Mermaid.
Yeah.
And China doesn't even like it.
Yeah. We'll get to that in Urban Decay.
All right.
The trans comedian.
Yeah. This was also at Disney?
Probably. This is a 4th grade class.
It's called T for T when he takes T and she E. And it's a bit different, you see, because here, he's not the one with the D. You're clear, and you should know to make her O, it's good to go into her B, because contrary to what's seen on TV, in her B resides her G. As for he, stick with the P. Get it? Got it? Easy!
I don't understand it.
Yeah.
In the beginning, I kind of followed, but then I didn't. It didn't end with me getting it.
Yeah, and I think that's the point. They just kind of yell stuff, and then it doesn't matter because it's none of it's objective truth anyway. So you can rhyme anything with anything and make it work. But yeah, sir, this is a 4th grade dance recital. The kids are waiting to come on. Please get off the stage.
That's a kindergarten teacher in San Francisco, and that's how they teach the kids. That's what they teach them,
basically.
All right, let's go to the "Are you a boy or a girl" clip.
A little kid.
Yeah. Okay, really quick before we play this. This was posted by the person's family. We're going to blur the face of the child, even though it's a child who's now 18 or whatever. And it was posted by this trans person's family, basically as proof, saying, oh, you've always been trans. Here's the proof. Here's you as a baby. You've always been trans. Look at this.
Are you a boy or a girl?
A boy.
You're a boy? Mm-hmm. Do you like to climb trees? And play baseball?
No, I'm a girl.
And do you fight? You like to fight?
I like monkeys.
You like monkeys? Mm-hmm. Are monkeys boys or girls?
A boy.
They're boys. What's daddy? Is daddy a boy or a girl?
A boy, a girl.
What?
She's not sure. Neither is mom.
So she can't even answer the question. She's getting fed food.
She's getting spoon-fed food.
Yeah, literally spoon-fed food, and then also spoon-fed this other thing. And then the dad's saying, are you a boy or a girl? And she goes, a boy. And then the mom, you can hear the mom say, oh, you're a girl. And then dad keeps trying to push it. Are you a boy or a girl?
Which is rare.
Yeah. And then she goes, big monkey. And then he goes, well, are monkeys boys or girls? And she says, a boy. And he goes, oh, do you like to climb things? So it's just like, that was the moment you could have just provided a little structure and said, oh, no, you're a girl. You like to do some boy things, but girls do that sometimes. And sometimes boys like to do things that girls like to do.
Which is a perfect message, you know?
Yeah.
That's perfect. That's fine.
It's no big deal, but you are a girl, like mommy. And it's like, they posted that thinking they had proof that like, oh yeah, you've always been trans. Here's you getting spoon-fed trans propaganda, and you literally can't even feed yourself. You're not old enough to even feed yourself.
So that proves it. We did it.
Yeah, isn't that horrible?
We've come so far off the rails. Like a train just went off the rails and then it derailed 4 more times on top of that. Yeah. That's where we're at here. So
they keep sending the trains into the broken tracks in the train graveyard.
Exactly.
But how about that? The dad. And she goes, big monkey. And we should be like, all right, let's not have any serious conversations.
She's like, clearly proved herself.
She's an idiot.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on. The Target mom.
Oh, yeah.
Who should be in jail.
So I just walked into Target, and the right behind me here where you see all these lovely swimsuits, that's where the Pride display used to be. And I came in here 2 days ago, and my 7-year-old, who's non-binary, saw it and said, look, Mom, it's Pride. Look, they're going to celebrate me. And because some people complained and threw some stuff to the ground, or I don't know what happened, they have moved the Pride section to the back of the store. So the next time my 7-year-old comes to Target, or rather, I can't bring them here anymore, at least for the entire month of June, because if they walk in, and all the other people who walk in and go, where'd it go, are going to realize that they are being successful in trying to erase them. We could do so much better than this. We're not supposed to negotiate with the terrorists.
So that's the thought process, that your kid's going to notice the Pride section and then say, oh, they're trying to erase me because they moved it to the back?
I'm sure the 7-year-old non-binary will come to that conclusion on their own with no help from mom. I'm sure that'll happen.
Exactly. Like you walk in and you think the moving of the displays is going to like activate the kid's brain and like put 2 and 2 together, and it's because Target wants to erase me. And it's like the mom, I have a non-binary kid. It's like that's the exact person who should be in jail.
We think DCFS should be at your door. Like, that's our personal opinion. We think what you're doing should be against the law.
Yeah.
A 7-year-old non-binary, that doesn't mean anything. You're confusing your child. You're fucking up your child, right? Like, that's our belief.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not law right now, but that's, what we think.
Yeah, and then she's, holding back tears.
Performative. Very
so
performative.
Taking the selfie video, holding back tears, victimizing yourself. narcissistic type. Though that's what it is with these parents. They all have like this narcissistic personality disorder or whatever.
Oh, and then she goes, "Oh my God, my brain! This is the most viral thing I've ever had."
Yeah.
Oh my God, I should keep doing it. I should really make sure I have my kid as my little prop.
And I have all this support now, and I'm like a fighter in this thing, and I have all this support and retweets and viral views or whatever, and it's just completely like hacking that woman's brain. Yeah. Where now she thinks like, oh, this is good that I'm doing it. I have to do more, and then it's like now she's like addicted to the dopamine of it too.
Yeah. Mommy, Target moved the tuck-friendly child swimsuits. Are they trying to kill me? Like, that's basically what she's going to implant in this 7-year-old's head.
And she'll convince them that instead of just saying like, instead of literally just saying nothing, but it's like if you're that person, it's like, oh yeah, they moved the display in the back. It's in the back now.
Yeah.
That's it. It's
Be
not
an adult.
Yeah. It's not
Be
even
an
a
adult.
huge deal. Like, oh, it's in the back.
Yeah.
It's still here. What happens at the end of June when Pride's done and it's all gone?
Gets tossed in the dumpster.
Then you're really erased, right?
Yep.
And then Target has been getting a lot of bomb threats from all the really rational, normal trans people.
Yeah, all those brilliant, regular, super normal trans people who are threatening to blow up a Utah Target and then a few outside of Cleveland area or the
And like
Northeast
Target's
Ohio.
the one who made the tuck-friendly stuff and all the LGBT stuff. So Target's clearly like on their side.
Yeah.
But then they moved to the back or they got rid of it and now they want to blow it up. So it's like, thanks. Fun being your ally. If I don't say exactly what you say, you're going to blow me up.
Great to be an ally. Yeah. Bomb threats, if I even deviate slightly, okay, cool.
Yeah. So what do I need to do? And then the bomb's already in the building? Okay. And I can't go under 50 miles an hour?
So bad.
Got it. All right. That's the end of Cringe of the Week.
All right.
That was a good cringe.
Yeah, I think so too.
We covered all the bases.
Yep.
Let's get into Urban Decay. How many pages of Urban Decay do we have? We have 2 pages. It's a normal Urban Decay. The first one, the employee gets fired for calling the cops at Lululemon.
Yeah, this is kind of a news story, so we'll just let it play.
Seriously, get out. 2 Georgia women say they were fired from their jobs at Lululemon after calling police to report this
3 ski mask
robbery,
black
which
guys
one of
going
them
in with
caught on camera.
everything they can hold.
Yeah, bags and bags of shit.
Jennifer Ferguson and Rachel Rogers describing to NBC affiliate 11 Alive Atlanta the horrifying moments the merchandise at the Peachtree Corner store was stolen. To do it. The women say they were fired from their jobs after they decided to call the police about the shoplifting, something they say they were told is against company policy. So what are they supposed to do instead?
You kind of clear a path for whatever they're going to do, and then after it's over, you scan a QR code.
Rogers, who says she's worked at the company for 5 years, claims that the store has been dealing with thefts for months, recalling another incident. But this was the first time she knows of someone at the store calling police.
So I'm not ever going to encourage people to do a crime or anything illegal, especially on this public show.
Yeah.
But
that being said,
if Lululemon has a bunch of stuff and their policy is if someone's stealing the stuff, you don't stop them, you clear a path, and then you don't call the cops, why isn't Lululemon a free store?
And it is. It's going to be. It's open season. That word trickles through the criminal community. The shoplifter squad. They go, hey, Ulta and Lululemon, stick to those. We'll never get in trouble.
You'll never get in trouble. And you don't have to even, I guess you can cover your face just to, have some criminal integrity.
Yeah.
You want to like wear the outfit and look the part.
Yeah.
But you can just load up a bag, walk out the front door, the thing beeps and whatever, security guard or the people working there won't stop you, and they won't call the cops. You can go shop at the store next door and like continue on your day. Like, oh, let's do shopping. Let's go here, go to Anthropologie, go to Lululemon. Lululemon's all free. Then we'll go to TJ Maxx. And you just do your little loop in the mall. And when you get to Lululemon, that's the free one.
Yeah, exactly. And then I guess the only thing you're worried about is a cop in uniform shopping in the store that day.
I guess that's who would stop you.
That's it, I guess. If they witness a crime, that's the only time they can stop you.
And who knows what their rules are.
Here's my thing, right? And we're seeing this more and more with companies. And it's like, do you think, like, again, in life, all you can do is incentivize from government, police, whatever. All you can do is incentivize good behavior and disincentivize bad behavior. And what they're doing is incentivizing bad behavior. And Lululemon, it's white girl Mecca. They love that shit. And who's bearing the cost? All the white girls, right? They're paying out the ass for Lulu. I have some Lulu shorts on right now. $98. $98.
That's embarrassing.
It's hugely embarrassing now. And Lululemon
You
is
could have just taken that.
I know. Do you imagine how stupid I feel?
Did you order online, though?
Yeah, I ordered online.
You should send back an empty envelope and say, hey, I just returned my shorts. Can you refund me? And then send back an empty envelope.
And then say, haha, call the cops. I dare you.
Stolen.
No. And so Lulu is a publicly traded company. And it's like they're one brand. It's Lululemon. It's not like they're a conglomerate with a bunch of different, it's not like they own Levi's and this and that. So it's like, how does this possibly make sense to investors and a board of directors? And
Yeah.
you know what I
They
mean?
owe the shareholders like
An explanation at a minimum.
or like, hey, we have to be as efficient as possible in like loss prevention and pricing and all this stuff.
Yeah.
And it's like, you don't do loss prevention, so you lose the products. And then I'm sure the price increases for everyone else because of the lost products.
The price increases for everyone else, and then someone out there buys it cheap. You get no revenue from them, even though they might have otherwise bought Lululemon, but they buy it for $20 on the 100, 20 cents on the dollar.
So you lose the product, and then you have to raise prices to make up for it. And like as a shareholder, that's like the worst combination ever.
Yeah.
It's like, oh yeah, everyone steals it, and then we have to raise the prices for the thing that was 10% cheaper a week ago.
$42 billion market cap company that won't play defense. It's against their rules to play defense.
So if you guys are in the business of stealing or,
which I know none of you are.
Light criminals, Lululemon's a good place to go do crimes.
Yeah.
Which would encourage.
Yep.
All right.
Word's going to spread around the criminals. They'll
Yeah.
find out.
We should tell people in New Orleans. And then be like, bring it here. Steal the Lululemon and bring it here. Rat Boy needs more shorts.
We'd get criminal conspiracy or something outside of that.
Yeah.
The shoplifters, that's part of the plan.
What if you went to Lululemon and tried on a pair of shorts in the changing room and then just walked out calmly?
I mean, we're not talking about how easy stealing is. Stealing is very easy these days.
You could just do that.
Yeah, because nobody has a backbone. So
maybe we do that in Bonus Land.
Yeah, maybe we'll film that in Bonus Land.
Film crimes.
We just shoplift.
I have this thing where I know deep down, there's some things you just know. I know if I filmed just to prove a point. I think I said this before on the show. Like in New York City, I'm stealing this Snickers bar, and I filmed it and I walked out. I know they would knock on my door and arrest me.
Yeah.
And they don't get anyone else. People can push someone in front of the subway and not get in trouble. You can beat someone up and then get let go and kill someone a week later. No charges pressed. I know they will press charges on me.
Yep.
So
got to set an example.
Yep.
You're white.
All right. Crackhead smokes on the train and gets kicked. This is a good Urban Decay video.
Kind of spoiled it, right?
Yeah.
Kind of spoiled it.
Crackhead smokes on the train and something happens.
There you go. This guy's looking to heat up the aluminum foil. Smoke his little crystal meth or crack.
Wait, I got my kids on here. You smoke that in here, I'm gonna knock you the fuck out, right?
It's like there's kids on this train. If you smoke that here, I'll knock you the fuck out.
That's a language they understand.
Yeah. It's kicking the drugs out of his hand too. That probably makes him mad.
Oh yeah.
That was probably his last hit.
Yeah, so we love to see that. But yeah. That's the level that these street rats are at right now. They think the crowded train, it's probably not a commute, it's probably like a Saturday train, but like the busy Seattle day. And he goes, okay,
good place to smoke. What is he smoking?
I think that's crack.
Or heroin?
Yeah, it could be a number of things. But I think the tinfoil is mostly crack.
The future that's coming, and if not here already, is the guy who did the kicking in that video gets arrested.
Of course.
That's what's coming next.
Of course. Unless you stand up.
Kid who shoots the firework in the subway?
Yeah, this is Homer Hickam Jr.
Go.
Shit! It's not popping.
You fucking idiot!
Or, CNN would call that rocket scientist loses control of experiment angering white supremacists and Karens,
Yes.
And Obama should invite this guy to the White House.
Yes, he invites him to the White House. Cool rocket, Ahmed, or whatever. Cool clock, Ahmed.
Yeah, work on, how it goes off, but very cool. Like, this guy's a future physicist, rocket scientist.
Yeah, he's a NASA guy. So that's it.
Yeah. Let's really quick. You know how we showed the guy shooting the rocket on the subway?
Yes. Like just a second ago? you
Yeah.
mean?
And you know how we've been lately comparing Japan to like our urban environments?
Yeah.
And how it's like the opposite? Of
course.
Here's what they're doing in Japan. In America, we push our old ladies down the subway stairs. And in Japan, here's what they're doing with their old people.
Welcome back to another episode of Why Japan is 10,000 years ahead of all of us. This is hands down the most beautiful thing I've seen so far while I'm here. This is a local high school coming to learn from the local grandparents on the basic foundation of cutting bonito, skipjack, or in Japanese called katsuo. I'll let the imagery and the videos take it away. This is just so beautiful to see. I wish we had this back home. The trust, the knowledge, the respect, and the discipline. Some of us got to make chocolate chip cookies while they're learning how to fillet very expensive bonito, which I had to travel around the world to learn. And this is going on in your local town. Another reason why of Japan society.
That's what they're doing there. Here we kick the old Asian ladies down the stairs.
Yep.
There they learn from them so they can pass on generation to generation all their traditions.
Yeah, they teach ancestral knowledge and the kids listen and then learn a new skill. Here teeth knocked out, spitting blood. Help, help, help. Somebody help me. Why is nobody helping?
Yeah.
Someone call the police.
Exactly.
Police come 2 hours later. There, they just learn about the bonita fish.
And everyone walks around and there's no crime and no one gets beat up or chased or robbed.
Yep.
And they don't steal from the stores.
Yep. And every once in a while, a Japanese businessman has a total meltdown. So what? That's the cost of living in a good society, right, guys?
Every once in a while, they do something that brings shame upon their family, and they got to cut their guts out.
They got to seppuku, commit seppuku or whatever.
But that's because the stakes are so high because they live in a high-trust society.
That's called honor.
And
and we can work on that.
Exactly.
You can't really work on double-hand pushing an old Asian lady down the stairs to the subway.
Their society is so high trust that if they do something they think is dishonorable, they kill themselves.
I don't think they do that anymore, but yes, at one point in time, that's what it was about.
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
All right. What about the guy who tried to stop domestic violence and then got beat up?
Yeah. So this guy
Some progressive guy.
This guy was the laughingstock of Twitter for a little bit, and I think it was in Arlington, Virginia.
Yeah.
But he's clearly probably a gay man because he referred to himself as beautiful immediately. But he goes, "Bad news, I am no longer beautiful. This evening, when walking home, I passed a young guy." Young guy, no description. Arguing with, I presume, his girlfriend in Clarendon. He starts getting violent with her, pushing her around and trying to rip off her clothes. I intervened and got the shit beat out of me. Here he is, he's got lacerations, black guy, got the shit beat out of him, blah, blah, blah. But this is the interesting part. The follow-up tweet from him, he says, assuming Arlington, Virginia PD catches him, I want to pursue restorative justice. I want programs to deal with such anger and possibly substance abuse. Jail doesn't fix people. It just releases problems back out into society, even worse than when they went in.
Yeah, so he wants restorative justice. He thinks that that person beating up their girlfriend should go see a psychiatrist.
That person who beating up their girlfriend who then beat up someone trying to stop that immoral act. So it's a twofer.
Yeah, he shouldn't be in jail, that guy.
He should go to a diversion program where he talks to some guilty white woman about how he had to do it.
Yeah, which
how
is
poverty really drove him to it.
Exactly, which is an interesting point. And Mimetic Sisyphus, account we love, he made a point similar to this as well, where it's basically like, how many 30-something-year-old white girls do you know who are even highly educated, went to an Ivy League school, and have been seeing a psychiatrist for 10 years, take SSRIs and all these, pills and these pharmaceutical drugs to balance their brain, and they're still not happy.
And they made a little bit of progress, maybe. They've convinced themselves, but they're still pretty much at the same point.
You go see a shrink for 10 years, you're still not happy, and you're taking SSRIs, and it's not working, and you have high IQ and went to, Cornell.
Yeah.
You think this 80 IQ criminal is going to go see a psychiatrist and, have any breakthroughs and change their behavioral?
Beating my girlfriend is wrong. I just realized it.
Yeah. It's like the psychiatry stuff doesn't work on high IQ educated white women.
But they somehow think that it's immediately going to work as a diversion tactic instead of sending this guy
for some low IQ criminal who should just go to jail.
Yeah.
They think it's going to start working now.
And we were talking about this. I think we were watching something off, like, or I was overhearing it on your phone and then you showed it to me. These people had these great prison cells. Where was that?
Like Denmark or something.
Some place, a classic, we have Brazil. And it was like, we have Nintendo, we have this. It's like, I'm not even opposed to making prisons a little bit nicer in America. That's kind of like a leftist idea, right? Make the prisons nice, let them have a good life. I wouldn't be opposed to that if the sentences were 140% longer.
Yeah.
Keep them out. Let them have the PlayStation. Keep them out. It's not even about, I don't believe in many restorative or, I don't believe that jail has the effect like, man, I'll never want to go there again. Recidivism rates in America, people just go back. They're in and out. They go back. Nobody goes, man, I sure learned my lesson.
Yeah.
Time to get a real job selling used cars. Not a lot of people do that. So I just think as long as they're really away from us, it's more about the benefit to society than it is the benefit to the criminals, like comeback arc. It's just like, we really just don't need you here right now fucking up our shit.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. And there's always the people that say like, oh, jail's bad because it costs this much to jail somebody.
Put them to work.
I don't believe in that.
Yeah.
It doesn't cost that much to leave them in a building with a million other people.
Yeah.
I can make it cheap.
Yeah.
All right, move on. There's a new type of crime.
Hold on. Should we go to the Chicago thing? We just have this brief quote from the Chicago mayor that goes along the restorative justice lines.
Let that rip.
So Chicago basically had 41 people shot and 11 people killed during Memorial Day weekend. Numbers were good this year, boys.
Yeah, nice job.
But so the new mayor, Brandon Johnson, had this quote that we just had to bring up and laugh at. Because if your politicians start sounding like this and start talking like this, it's time to get the fuck out.
Yeah.
It's over. So the shootings occurred even as the mayor visited neighborhoods with a plea to keep the city safe. Please, pretty please don't shoot your neighbors. He favors what he calls a holistic approach, a.k.a. a do-nothing approach. To fighting crime, which means funding the community groups. Poverty didn't go away over the weekend, Mr. Johnston said. Communities have been disinvested in and traumatized, and you are seeing the manifestation of that trauma.
It's like,
Pop, pop. I'm traumatized. Pop, pop.
Who's doing the traumatizing?
Yeah, so, I mean, just total clown shit. Like, I can't even believe someone who talks like that got even close to elected. But enjoy the migrants, Chicago.
Yeah.
Enjoy the migrants. And I think Chicago just passed spending on migrants who got bussed up there, 51 mil.
Wow.
51 mil for the Migros.
Good for them. Let's move on to the cop being filmed.
Yeah.
This is actually a great clip.
I don't care about the weed or anything. Who has weed? That's weed.
Oh shit, I didn't even see that.
Come on.
I didn't even see that. I didn't see that. I just got done. I'm coming from boxing right now, man. That's why. What's up?
So the guy's coming from boxing. He starts filming immediately. And it's probably one of those situations where like, I'm filming for my protection.
We're being hunted.
Yeah, we're being hunted. I can't trust you. You might just kill me for no reason. And it's like, you probably, instead of setting up the camera, you probably should have hid the weed in your glove, in your cup holder. But I'm filming for my protection. And it's like, well, now that cop is probably not going to let you off with a warning and be a nice guy. Now he has to fully do his job.
Yeah, you were so quick to scramble and play the gotcha game with the phone that you didn't even hide the weed that he could easily ding you on. This is so symbolic of the current police dynamic that there is, which is black people unjustly, deathly afraid of cops, and then a cop who's like letting minor stuff go. You know, it's like a perfect representation of what's going on. And you got the chillest cop. He's laughing. He caught you with weed and he's laughing. He's going to let you go.
And cops are 375 times more likely to be killed by a black person than an unarmed black person is to be killed by a cop.
Yeah.
But he needs to set the camera up for his protection.
Yeah, they're hunting us out here. LeBron said it on Twitter. And yeah, this guy, it's so funny because like, it's so weird that this guy would do something like that because a cop is coming up to your window, you're setting up to film him, and it's your right. You can film the cop. Like, we're not talking about what your rights are, but what you should do. And it's like the cop comes up, and he basically has a lot of discretion. If he caught you speeding, or if he caught you with your tail lights out, your license plate's covered, blah, blah, blah. He has a ton of discretion to just either make it a warning or give you a ticket. or arrest you if you have a warrant, or, blah, blah, blah. There are certain things that it's like, okay, he has a warrant, immediate arrest. But like to do this, there's a lot, everybody should know there's a lot of discretion. So you start the interaction off with fumbling with your phone to film, and the cop's like, all right.
One of
these guys, okay. All right, I guess my warning is going to be a ticket now because fuck this guy. You know, there's like a human element there that people ignore. And it's like, officer, I've got you.
And they ignore the human element and then replace it with this fairy tale of like, all these cops are trying to kill me. So it's like, you should lean into the human element where you're like, hey, officer, like, I'm not going to assume you're one of those bad cops. Like, don't assume I'm one of those bad black people. Let's have a little, like, everything's fine. Oh, my taillights, I went a little fast. I'm sorry about that.
I'm sorry. Where do we go from here? How do I make it right,
Here's
officer?
my license and registration. It's in my thing. I'm going to reach for it now. Instead, it's like, I'm filming because you might kill me.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
Perfect clip, though. Perfect clip.
Perfect clip. That encapsulates it. Philly zombie land.
Yeah, let's just go through. I mean, we have a couple videos that are just doing the walkthrough of Philly.
So this is Philly's absolute zombie land. This is like what's going on in LA and San Francisco. And basically all of our cities are just going to slowly become this.
Yep.
LA is fully this. San Francisco is fully this.
Migrants are in the hotel.
In New York, yeah, then their migrants are in the hotel having a vacation. And then Philly is just fully fucked like this too. And I bet this will just be slowly into every city. And then that'll be America.
Yeah. And this is not humane. They call it like compassionate or whatever when they let these people just go out on the street. Hey, go let your bed sores fester. You'll lose your foot in a couple months, but at least you'll get all the fentanyl you want.
Yeah.
This guy's slumped over, bent.
And we have these people here all fucked up. And then it's like now we have illegal immigrants here and we need them too. We don't have enough problems. Everybody out. That's why I think when Trump comes back, it needs to be like everybody out.
Yeah. Everybody out scenario. But yeah, and this is one of those things where like World War Z lied to us.
Yeah.
They said the zombies were going to be fast.
Yeah.
They're just on fentanyl slumped over. They're not really even trying to get us.
That's a good point.
So,
all right, let's move on. The Ariel Little Mermaid fight.
Yeah, classic. One black casting in a Disney movie, and they're fighting in the theaters, guys. I don't know.
I've never seen anything like this.
My daughter to go see The Little Mermaid in Orlando, and this happens.
And it's the middle of the movie, too. So, like, what could have been said to start a fight in the middle of the movie?
Oh, I need a refund on my ticket. No. We getting a refund because No. We need a refund.
Well, that's good. I've never seen a fight in a movie theater.
You get the point.
Maybe someone was talking too loud during the showing.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. That's probably what starts it. You know, you don't just start fighting in a movie theater for someone.
Especially in the middle of the movie. If it was beforehand and you're like, oh, so-and-so's here. That's my arch nemesis from around the corner.
Yeah.
Then you start a fight. That was just a fight in the middle of the movie. So it's like, what could someone have said that would start a fight? I got a bomb and I'm going to blow it up unless someone stops me.
Yeah.
Like, that's it, right?
Yeah.
All right, last piece of Urban Decay.
It's just sad.
Yeah, of course.
And then The Little Mermaid flopped in China.
Yeah.
They don't like black leads.
They didn't like it.
So,
and maybe they were fighting about there not being enough kink in The Little Mermaid.
Yeah, I think China actually probably didn't want, like the New York Times wrote, joy, fun, mystery, risk, flavor, kink. They're missing. What the fuck did you just write about a kid's movie?
Yeah.
Yeah, so China didn't watch it. They wanted more kink.
Yeah, and same with those individuals in that theater. They wanted more kink.
That's probably what it was.
They wanted more kink in it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I want to see the weird shit they do when they fuck.
I want to see what they do in private.
That's so bad. All right, the last piece of Urban Decay, the kid with the graduation photos with the guns.
Do we want to show this white woman dangerous one too, or
we're gonna do that in bonus land?
Okay, cool. We'll do that in bonus land. We're dissecting the how black women who thinks white women are the biggest danger on earth.
Yeah,
that'll be fun.
Fleccastalks.com. Join bonus land. It comes out right after this episode.
And hint, we got some FBI statistics to maybe take a look. We're going to sniff around. All right, so teen is going viral for questionable graduation pictures. This dreaded up guy.
He's got guns.
He's just got multiple guns.
I don't know. As a 2A advocate, is this fine? Here's the thing. What does a 18-year-old need a Glock for? I'm not saying he shouldn't have one. I literally mean, what does he need it for?
Yeah.
I have a Glock, and it's for self-defense, and it's in a certain place in where I live, and I would use it if I ever needed it, and it pretty much doesn't leave unless I'm using it just to go practice and shoot.
Yeah.
I guess he needs it for self-defense too.
I think he has what the kids call ops.
He might have ops.
Yeah.
And then he also probably brings it around with him everywhere, which...
He likes brandishing it, is what I would guess.
I'm trying to understand how to look at this without just saying, oh, he's a black teenager probably doing crimes with that weapon. That's bad.
But that's kind of like...
But that's what he's doing.
But if Las Vegas had odds on this, if you were a betting man, it wouldn't be like, oh, he's an ardent 2A supporter who really loves to go to the range.
But he does need to self-defend himself.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that.
So it's like he does need a gun.
Maybe.
But when you show it off like that, you're kind of saying, like, I keep this on me and I'm using it on the daily or the weekly.
Yeah, yeah.
So let us know in the comments what you guys think. Is this guy a 2A advocate who's just he's doing his rats?
I think we're going to see this kid's picture in a news article in a couple years.
Or is this guy shooting like this?
He goes, pow, 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 pow.
And then, running away in the car and shooting people at the gas station. I don't know. He just graduated high school. Let us know what you think in the comments. All right, Uplifting Gold.
TBD.
We need to get Uplifting Gold. We're running a little behind.
We are. I thought we were running so well. I thought you were complimenting yourself.
We were. But now we're not. All right, the grandma pranked at Walmart. This guy puts this grandma's face on all these DVDs.
Check out a game or a movie. I don't know which one to choose. You see any which one I could get?
What the fuck?
What?
Look at that.
It's Spider-Man.
That's fucking me. That's my fucking picture.
That's Peter Parker.
That ain't Peter Parker. That is fucking me. Son of a bitch. Look here. Look at Shrek. They even got my fucking face on his ice.
All right, done.
Oh, hell no. Oh, motherfucker. They even got me looking like Will on Stranger Things.
Stranger
Son of a
Things.
bitch.
That's a good
Where
one.
the fuck they get these?
That's executing a bit.
That's commitment to a bit right there.
That's impressive. I love bits and bit execution. That's top tier shit.
There's a science to it, and that guy did it.
Yeah, that's great. All right, next, the Scrabble game.
Grandma, this is for Pride Month.
Mom, I don't think you can say that. Look,
It doesn't
even come up.
Why can't you?
Because that's like saying, I think, the N-word. It's bad. I don't think you should say that.
Well, I think I should.
How many points?
So they give it to her. Trying to use slurs in Scrabble is pure Americana.
Yeah, that's as classic as it gets, right?
I grew up playing Scrabble with my mom, and that's the kind of stuff we would do.
Yep.
All right, dog tries to lick the TV screen. There you go.
That's a bad dog. He knows what is under the table.
Well, see, life isn't that bad.
Okay.
The dog's trying to lick the TV screen.
Life's pretty good, guys.
Yeah, don't get depressed from all the Urban Decay and cringe.
Yeah, but be aware of it, and then don't take the subway. There's like lessons to this stuff. It's not just about...
That's a good point.
It's not just about making you down. It's about educating and like making you aware and knowing what's going on. So
yeah, because we're not black-pilled. We're not like depressed and like, oh, it's over, we lost.
Life is good when you keep a tight circle and you keep it 100 and you do things you enjoy, right?
So the bad stuff is bad. It's better to be aware of the bad stuff and know about it than pretend everything's good. But then also the good stuff is still good, which is better to be aware of that than to pretend there's nothing good going on. So it gives you the balance. This show gives you the balance.
Yeah.
Which is why it's so good.
Yes, sir.
All right. Let's go to the illegal alien pulled over.
This is really a representative of basically what's going on with illegal immigrants in America.
Yeah.
And this might be an old video, but
it's funny.
It represents.
My driver license is suspended. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I want you to take your keys out and hand me the keys.
This is no keys. No kid car. It's not my friend.
No keys.
Yeah. It's not my
How do you
car.
start the car then?
What?
How do you start the car?
Oh, no la está salido.
How do you turn the car on?
Es que es broken. Keep looking. Aquí es broken. Key. It's broken, pero aquí es.
Okay, so it's your friend's car.
Yeah.
You're suspended.
Yeah. Do you know why there's no license plate on the car?
No, esa es, tienen como maybe...
What's your friend's name?
15. ¿Mande? What's that?
What's your friend's name?
My friend is, two name is Mosca. No, I don't know su name original. Mosca is my friend.
Okay. So you don't really know your friend's name?
No, I don't know what is the name original de my
Okay.
friend. O sea,
So
Mosca
it's your
is
friend's car and you don't know your friend's name?
No.
Have you ever had an Oregon driver's license?
Who?
Have you ever had a driver's license?
What?
Have you had a driver's license in Oregon?
Yeah.
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 Okay. So you should be in our system in DMV.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. What is your first
Yeah.
name?
That's who's coming here illegally. They're just good-hearted people who are kind of nice and just want to have a good time.
Like, what would that guy say to a cop in Mexico when he gets pulled over? Just like, oh, yeah, here. Like, I'm scared of you. But that's the thing is, like, no license plate, no license, friend's name doesn't matter. The car starts on its own with a broken off key in there. His license is suspended. All you need to know is I'm a man who's right here, right now.
Yeah, that's all the info I have for you.
That's all I can provide to a police officer. You just caught me driving, and here I am.
Hey, what info do you have? It's like
your move, not mine.
I'm sitting here. I'm in front of you, about 3 feet away.
I'm driving somewhere now.
One human being.
Yeah.
That's basically it.
So that's it. And that's basically what it is when you let in migrants and refugees who are, I'm seeking asylum. It's just like, here's somebody who's here right now and you don't know anything else.
Mm-hmm. He
No
just wants
past.
he just wants a better life.
Yeah. Let him in. Let him sleep in your bed.
Man. All right, race car launch. This is Uplifting Gold. This is American excellence. Isn't that nice? That guy probably works hard on that car.
That guy likes what he does.
He likes what he does. He works hard in the car, and he sends it, and it rips, and it's fun, and he's happy.
Yeah. Primetime engineering there.
That's good. That's good vibes for the summer.
Yep.
All right. Climate change people hit with the camera. There was a dance, and then these climate change protesters came out, and look what the camera guy does.
Boom.
Wrecked. And they keep going, and they clear him out. That's pretty good.
You know what? That's really representative of what is going on out there because it's like these beautiful people. I don't know if they're beautiful, but it's like they're beautifully dressed. They're on a big stage. It's their big performance. It's a beautiful piece of composition and whatever, well thought out effort into it. And some ugly people just come running out trying to hijack it.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty much what's happening in our political system and broad messaging, you know?
100p.
Ugly people are jealous and they want to come and take what you've built. And fuck
they
you,
don't
look at my message.
Exactly. They don't build something better to compete that outperforms what was existing. They come in and ruin the Picasso painting. And they throw the mud on it, or they throw paint on the Monet.
They're the parasite on the shark, you know?
Yeah.
They're not getting there on their own.
Yeah, exactly. All right, last clip of Uplifting Gold, the kid ding dong ditches with his friend.
This is bad.
I'm gonna ring the doorbell and just knock.
And he's out of there.
Not the best ding dong ditcher. Out of there.
But he's laughing.
See.
And they're out. And
That's
you got
suburbia.
ding dong ditched in suburbia
Classic.
by a kid and their buddy. That's pretty nice. That's America. That's what summer's all about.
Yeah, it is.
Arnold Palmer's Ding Dong Ditch Your Neighbors, stuff like that. Well, that is the end of the episode. Anything else?
We have the small business shout out
Yeah.
type stuff.
Before we go, as we've been doing for the last few weeks at the end of our episodes, We are shouting out small businesses. We got a lot of people sending us their small businesses. We do Google reviews or Instagram shout outs. If you want to get your small business shouted out, send your information to Zach@FleccasTalks.com, ZACH. This week we are shouting out C. Durbin Designs. It's a cutting board, a beautiful cutting board that we've been using, and it has custom engraving. This has Richard Ratboy on this side. Beautifully done. It's heavy. It's very high quality.
It's walnut and cherry. The guy is a woodworker out of Texas. And he sent us this cutting board just as like a friend, thank you. I watched the show. Yeah. He was asking for our address, or my address actually, because he DM'd me. So I kind of had to vibe him out because we don't have a P.O. box for the show. Kind of had to vibe him out, and I was like, all right. I was talking to his daughter on their social media because she runs the social media. So follow @C Durbin Designs. We'll have a link below.
In the description.
I think they want Instagram followers, but I go, hey, can you just ask your dad, name a bit from the show that he likes? And I know he's not a stalker. He's a legitimate guy.
Trying to kill us.
Yeah, he's not just looking for my address. And he DMs his daughter and he goes, tell him Richard was obsessed with that big titty woodshop teacher for a while. So he's our kind of guy. He's a show watcher.
Super high quality product, very heavy wood. Look at this. Custom Fleccas Talks, the podcast right there. Super nice. If you guys are looking for a nice cutting board, why not buy from an America First patriot, Fleccas Talks, the podcast, fellow watcher, right?
Yeah. And
let's keep it in-house.
Exactly. And follow him on Instagram. I think he makes chairs too, but I'm not sure if he sells them, but he makes really high quality chairs.
Really, really high quality stuff. And then let's end this episode with the end of the Rob Smith Ceviche song.
Sure.
And we can skip the part we played in the beginning and go right to 40 seconds.
Now Rob's the kind of guy with whom you could see eye to eye, as long as he stands 5'11". He works for TP USA, fought the Iraq War, and he's gay, and he was born in 1987. Now did you hear that just the other day Rob Smith had ceviche in the cabana after tennis with his friend? And Fleccas got us talking about the day they shared ceviche. And God, I hope it never ends. Did you hear that just the other day Rob Smith had ceviche in the cabana after tennis with his friend? Now everybody's talking about the day they had ceviche, and God, I hope it never ends. Everybody join in! Did you hear it just the other day? Rob Smith had ceviche.
All right, that's the end of the episode. Thank you guys for watching. FleccasTalks.com. If you want bonus land, we're doing 30 more minutes of the show. It drops right now on FleccasTalks.com. Go check it out right now. You're going to love it. If you like the show, you're going to like an extra 30 minutes of it. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you at the next one.
Nice job, in the cabana after tennis with his friend. Now everybody's talking about the day they had ceviche. And God, I hope it never ends. God, I hope it never ends. God, I hope it never ends. And God, I hope it never
Fleccas Talk podcast, best new podcast of all time. Doppelgangers. You don't do doppelgangers, but if you did do doppelgangers, what doppelganger would be in your doppelganger?